everybody. You are back with another episode of the Chronically Motivated Project. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast thus far, and I really need your help at this point. I need you guys to leave a review and a positive review on the podcast on iTunes and even on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and leave reviews. That's critical for podcasts like this one, like mine, to grow. And for me to reach other people and help other people, I need your help. So make sure you leave a review at the end of this podcast, and it'll really help me out, okay? Today, we are talking about who you are and who you want to be, who you have been, and who you haven't been. I'm going to make a bold statement and say who you are is not exactly who you want to be. The reason I'm saying that is because partly I'm talking to myself. We all have an expectation of life, whether we want to or not, whether we pretend like we do or not. We all want our lives to go a certain way, and that can be influenced through what we see on TV, what we think in our minds from books we've read, from other people we know. We often want our lives to be better in some aspect or in some way, whether it's health and vitality, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, or just mental effectiveness, so to speak. There's always something in our life that we want to improve on. And we kind of catch ourselves wanting to be something that we currently are not. The good thing is, who you have been does not dictate who you can become. Who you have been up to this point doesn't mean that's who you will be for the rest of your life. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, but ultimately that is your choice. I'm going to frame this topic in this podcast today on a little past of mine. So I graduated with a degree in exercise science, and I wanted to be a trainer. I wanted to have a gym. I wanted to help people in the fitness realm. I did that for a while, and I started to get burnt out, realizing people don't want it as bad as I want it for them, realizing that the gym industry is a complete fucking scam. And when a manager specifically told me that our goal is to sign up people who never come back, I realized, wow, people are fucking shitty. The world is fucking shitty. And I started to get burnt out. You know, I got into the sales side of things. I left the training aspect, and I was working 70 hours a week. Not that I'm opposed to working, but I was working 70 hours a week for someone else's dream and doing kind of dirty work, you know, selling people on a product I didn't fully believe in. Man, you know, who I was at that time was not who I wanted to be. And I felt trapped until one day I didn't. Until I made the decision to become someone else. I left my full-time position that was paying very well, and I changed what I was doing. I took a risk, and I wanted to start my own business. That was 2 years ago. For the last 2 years, I've been working from social media and doing things like this and speaking, and I'm becoming the person I want to be. Now, that wasn't easy. It isn't easy, and it won't be easy tomorrow. There is never a time where you are the person you want to be. That's a myth, and that's just something that's falsified in life, because growth doesn't stop. You know, you're told, you grow till you're like 18 or whatever. You can talk about height or growth in terms of anatomy and physiology, but growth as a person, becoming the person you want to be, never stops. It's an open loop system that it's a constant journey. You're constantly becoming the person you want to be. And you're allowed to change or adapt the person you want to become and add to the person you want to become, but it never stops. I'm still becoming the person I want to become, and I still have a lot to work on. But I want to explain to you guys why you might not be the person you want to be right now, and how you can become that person. How literally you can become that person today. Well, start becoming that person today. But you have to be real with yourself. There's a personal philosophy that drives everything in your life. You have a personal philosophy in what you're doing. There are people who have a personal philosophy of family and relationships. That is the most important thing to them. And they will almost let a lot of things go by the wayside to protect and value family and relationships. There are people who their personal philosophy revolves around money and business. And that is their personal philosophy. Your personal philosophy dictates your success and failure overall. It does. And even if you don't choose a personal philosophy, that becomes your personal philosophy. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you want out of life, if you are just skating by, or if you are just going day by day and hoping things kind of fall into place, that is your personal philosophy. And that is going to take you where it's going to take you, not where you want it to take you. We have to start by deciding who we want to become. Think about the people you admire most in life. Think about someone you respect or people you look up to. Make a list of people you look up to. For me, not just look up to, but admire for their qualities and their traits. I admire certain business people like Simon Sinek, Ryan Holiday, Andy Frisella. I admire some musicians. My buddy is a drummer on Fame on Fire. Joyner Lucas, amazing hip hop artist. Eminem, there's tons of hip hop artists that I really admire. There are people I admire in life, and I really respect what they do. I want you to write down who you admire. Turn your phone off, turn your computer off, get a blank sheet of paper, and write down who you look up to and who you admire. Now start dissecting the traits of those people. Why do I admire some of these people like Ryan Holiday or Andy Frisella? Well, they talk shit and they get shit done. They don't just talk, they produce. They embody who they are. They embody the persona that they put out in the world. They work. Their work ethic, their personal philosophy is so fucking clear that it's undoubted. I can tell you their personal philosophy almost better than I can tell you mine. And that says something, because those people have been in the trenches. They've worked. They've killed themselves to pretty much become the person they are and to become the person they're going to be. Same thing with people like Joyner Lucas and other musicians. They embody who they put out. They embody the persona and the values that they believe, and they are stronghold. They will not ever waver, because that's their personal philosophy. When you think about the people you admire in life and you see what makes them so admirable, now you have an idea of how to become the person you want to become. Not saying I want to be like Ryan Holiday or I want to be like Joyner Lucas. I'm definitely not going to be a rapper. That's for damn sure. But I admire the qualities that have gotten them to where they are. I admire their dedication to their personal philosophy to become the person they wanted to become. There are hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs and people who want to make it in life. And very few people I look up to because they did it. They stopped talking shit, or they continued talking shit, but still got the work done. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of wannabe rappers out there, but there are certain people who have made it work. They haven't changed their style. They committed to the quality of product, and they committed to their personal philosophy. They knew who they wanted to become, and they stuck to it. So when we talk about why you aren't the person you want to become, let's start there. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you want to be? If not, think about that list you just wrote of those people you admire and create a life on that piece of paper. Create a life for yourself. Create a framework or an outline of the person you want to become, the traits and characteristics you want to have, and write those down. Now take those traits and those characteristics and write down what you can do daily and maybe over the next 6 months to become closer to that person you want to become. What can you do? What can you do daily? What can you do in the next 20 minutes after my podcast, of course? Write those things down and look at that. Look at that framework you're building. You're literally creating the person you want to become. And it's a lot easier than you think because it starts with the idea, and then it starts with the behavior, changing the behavior. What are you doing now that's holding you back from becoming the person you want to become? Are you just not doing the work you need to? Are you not going to the gym? What is it about health? What is it about business? What is it about relationships? What is it about all aspects of your life that you want to change so that you can become the person you want to become? People feel helpless and hopeless and get really frustrated because they're not who they want to be. They're not living the life they want to live. But that's because they don't have clarity in who they want to become. They see point A, they see where they are, and they see where they want to be, but the in-between is so foggy, it's so hazy, they don't know how to get there. And it starts with dissecting the people you admire. Once you do that, and once you see their characteristics, like, oh, I like them because of this, and they do this, okay, cool. Now apply that to your life. Where are you now? Who are you now, and what decisions and actions and beliefs and mindsets do you have right now? What's your personal philosophy right now? And where do you want to be? What would you need to change about your personal philosophy to become the person you want to become? That's the real question. The philosophy you have today most likely will not get you to become the person you want to be tomorrow. But the things you do and the things you think and the things you say today will affect the person you'll become tomorrow. You have to be careful because now matters. You're not magically going to become the person you want to become by staying the person you are now. Change requires change. It's fucking true. To become an extraordinary person, to become the person you want to become, you have to embody the person you want to become. You have to become the change you wish to see in yourself. Not the world, not that fucking quote. You have to become the change you wish to see in yourself. You have to become the person you want to become. And I know that sounds fucking, well, that's fucking no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, literally, I'm going to spit it back to you. No shit, Sherlock. You have to fucking change who you are now to become who you fucking want to be. That's the bare bones fucking oh shit moment. It starts with little decisions. It starts with creating that framework. I'm going to keep fucking saying it because you have to do it. And you probably haven't even written it down yet. You're probably just shaking your head and you're going to do the same shit you did yesterday and still wish you were different tomorrow. Still wish you were in a different circumstance. Your circumstance won't change unless you do. You have to create a template and follow that template. Give yourself a fucking guideline. Give yourself a to-do list on how to become the person I want to become. If you want to be a more fit person, if you want to lose 100 pounds, if you want to see abs, if you want to be healthier, you have to find someone who's healthy, see what they do, and emulate that. A smart person learns from their mistakes. A really smart person learns from other people's mistakes and fucking fixes them before they happen. Emulate success. And if you apply that to the person you want to become, you'll become that person. But if you continue with your personal philosophy without changing and without adapting, not only are you not going to become the person you want to become, you're going to stay the person you are. And that's not a bad thing. It's just wasted potential. You have to really give yourself more credit. You have to focus on the things you can control and not the things you can't control. You have to stop worrying about your circumstances, stop playing the victim, change your perspective, and change your actions. Change your actions so that you grow, so that you know you have the possibility to grow. You have the resources. You can make the time. No excuses. Write down fucking everything. Make yourself a goal. That's probably the most fun part about this whole thing. Once you decide who you want to become and you start emulating some of the success of other people, write down your goals. That's fucking great. It's so much fun to write down all the things you want in life. Huge fucking list, from simple to complex. You know, go from you want to make an extra $10 a day to you want to own a fucking yacht. Like, it doesn't matter what your goals are. But once you write down your goals, then you ask yourself the really important question. What do I need to do today and from this day forward to get closer to those goals, to accomplish those goals? And then guess what you have to do? You have to fucking do it. You are not the person you want to be. And that's only because you haven't decided who you want to be, and you haven't decided to act like the person you want to become. The good thing is, every second, every day, we get a new opportunity to become the person we want to become. The bad thing is, every second you piss that away, you're that much further from becoming who you want to be. Become who you want to be. Start today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I personally am taking part in the things I'm talking about today. I created a list of people I admire. I created who I am and who I want to be and what steps I need to take to become the person I want to become. It's a constant evolution of growth, and I really hope you guys take to that. Please, like I said in the beginning, make sure you subscribe, and more importantly, leave a review on iTunes and subscribe to my YouTube so that this podcast stays alive and so that we reach more people. Help me help more people. And yeah, we'll go from there. I will see you guys next week, next Monday. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.